Bienvenidos. Today we're going to learn how to identify nouns in Spanish and how to make them plural. So without thinking in Spanish, we can think about nouns in English and think back to your elementary school days when you learned what nouns actually are. What is a noun? A noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. So we can talk about this in English first and talk about what we know about nouns. We know that nouns are a person, place, thing, or idea. So some examples of nouns would be car, house, war, effort, person, let's see, police officer, teacher, chair, country, moon, planet. Okay, those are all nouns. And in English, we can make them plural by doing what? Usually by putting an S on the end and doing some other things to change the spelling. Okay, English is a little more difficult. In Spanish, it's a little more easy. When we have a noun, all we have to do is add an S or ES on the end. Except there's one exception, and I'll show you that in a minute. So here I have a list of some words in Spanish, and we're going to figure out if they're nouns or not. The first word is adios. Adios. Is that a noun? Probably not. It means goodbye. Goodbye is not a noun. Bien. That's well. It could be a noun, but probably not. Cosa. Thing. Yep, that's a noun. Cero. Zero. Could be. Chico. Boy. Absolutely. Dia. Noun. Day. Nada means nothing. Is that a noun? Probably not. Estudiante. Student. Yes. Foto. Yes. Gracias. Thank you. Is that a noun? No. Gente. People. Yes. Hola. Hello. Is that a noun? No. Igualmente. Likewise. No, that's not a noun. Jugo. Juice. Yes, that's a noun. Lápiz. Yes, a noun. Kilómetro. Kilometer. Yes. Llave. Key. Yes, that's a noun. Okay. Capital. Capital. That's a noun. Mujer. Woman. Yes, that's a noun. Autobús. Bus. Yes, that's a noun. Lección. Lesson. Yes, that's a noun. País. Country. Yes, that's a noun. Lápiz. Pencil. That is a noun. Mapa. Número. Niño. Those are nouns. 11, 11, probably not. Profesor. Yes, that's a noun. Okay. It's not a noun. Rojo. Rojo could be a noun, but usually it's not used as a noun. Usually it's used as an adjective. So we're going to mark it out for now. Tarea, homework, definitely a noun. Carro, señor, those are both nouns. Tú is a person, but it's a special kind of noun. It's a pronoun, and we'll talk about those in another video. So for right now, we're going to mark it out because it's not just a regular noun, it's a pronoun. Same thing with usted. Verbo, verb, that's a noun. Waffle, noun. Excelente, it's an adjective. Mexico, that's a place, that's a noun. Yo, it's a pronoun. Zapato, shoe, that's a noun. Okay, so now we have a list of nouns. We've identified our nouns, and we're going to make them plural. And in Spanish, I said all you have to do is add S or ES. There are a couple little caveats to that, but nothing major. So how are we going to make these into plural nouns? Cosa becomes cosas. Cero becomes ceros. Chicos. Días. Estudiantes. Fotos. Gentes. Usually not pluralized. People's not plural in English either in people's, but we can do it that way if we want to. That's correct spelling. Jugo, jugos, juices. Kilómetros. This is an exception, copies, and I'll come back to that in a minute because it ends in a Z. Llaves. Okay. Mapa. Mapas. Números. Niños. Okay, so we have to add S or ES. This one ends in a consonant, so we have to add ES. And remember in Spanish, all the vowels make sounds, so this one's going to be pronounced also. It's going to be pronounced A. So it's profesores, profesores. Profesor, profesores. Tareas, carros. Now this one ends in a consonant. Are we going to add S or ES? ES. So we have señor, señores. Verbos. Waffles. We could have more than one Mexico, but it's not likely. But if we wanted to, what would we add here? We would just add S. Shoes, it's going to be zapatos. Zapatos. Okay, now these in the middle and this one right here, this is one in the middle. These are your exceptions. Well, these are just other examples of adding ES. Most nouns in Spanish end in an A, or E-I or U. They end in a vowel, but if they end in a consonant, anytime they end in a consonant, you're just going to add ES. Capitales. Mujeres. Autobuses. Now, notice how these two words have an accent mark on the last syllable. When we add ES, the accent mark goes away. Okay, so we have to remember to get rid of that. Okay, that's just a spelling issue. It has nothing to do with how it's actually pronounced because it doesn't change the pronunciation. It's just like a spelling issue, kind of like we have silent letters in English. We'll think of that accent as a little silent thing that has to go away when we add ES. So if only when the accent mark is on the last syllable do we take it away when we add ES. Lecciones, lecciones. This is another exception to that rule. País. We just add ES, but leave the accent mark. This accent mark, because it has a vowel with it, stays. Países. It's just an exception to the rule. The only time you don't just add S or ES is when a word ends in a Z. Lápiz ends in Z. So in order to make it plural, we have to change the Z to C and then add ES. Lápices, lápices. Lápiz, lápices. So any word that ends in a Z, if you're making a plural, you change the Z to C and add ES. A noun that ends in a vowel, add S. A noun that ends in a consonant, add ES. You can remember those three main rules. S for vowels, ES for consonants, the letter Z, change it to C and add ES. If you can remember that, you're going to be really doing well with your spelling in Spanish.